Hi, thanks for joining me. In this video, I want to discuss with you therapeutic art journaling. Okay, so journaling for the sake of some type of therapeutic purpose. And what you need is, you'll need a journal. You'll need something to write with, pen or pencil, it's your choice. You can also use other objects, and these are found objects, but for this purpose we're just going to cover grabbing some stuff and how to make your entries into the journal itself. I am attempting to do some videos that are not too long, and that way you can get through them really quickly, which unfortunately means I can't put too much material in it if I'm going to really explain the purpose of the material and how to use it. So with this, I'm going to show you your journal. That's what you need. And for these journals, you want to make sure there are no lines on your paper. So get an art journal. That's the preference, is an art journal, and that's because the weight of the paper will stand up to a lot of working. That's whether you use an ink pen, a marker, or pencil, or color pencils, okay? And those all can be used on a whim at any time. So these are smaller journals. I think this one is a 5.5 by 8. So this is the largest one that I have right here. This is a sketch. It's a sketch diary. It has a pocket here. I like personalizing everything that I do. Or you purchase one that you like the touch, the feel of, or the look of. That way it encourages you to pick it up and make entries in it. With this one, you can add something here in this pocket to personalize it. There's 70 pages in this one, but you really just want enough pages to do what you like. The great part about this one, it has a spiral bound, and that means you can either lay it all the way open or flip it, which makes it a little bit more compact and convenient for really getting cozy with the diary. Well, it says diary, the journal. And what I mean by that is you may sit in a window box, or sit in a window seat rather. Sit on a pillow on the floor, in the corner, or on the sofa, or in your favorite chair, even maybe on the bed. You just want to be able to handle this and get nice and friendly and cozy with it. And it folding back with the spiral bound really helps a lot. Now this one is very small and compact, and you can carry it with you. It's really small. See, it fits into 2 hands. It's really small, and I just like the way the leather felt. It has a nice feel to it, and of course it's on lined paper. It just doesn't open all the way. Sometimes you can do that. It breaks the glue and the stitching seal here. It doesn't break it apart. It just breaks it so it'll open easier and stay open while you're making entries. See, once it's broken, you can see that it stays open to that page. It'll kind of come open to that page. So that's that one, and that small pocket, you can carry it with you. Now this is another one, a little fancier. I picked this up from a friend. The pages are unlined. It's a type of, the paper is for handling inks or markers. That's the paper that this is. It's not regular copy paper, but it is an art quality paper, so that if entries are made on this, in this journal, the pages will not allow the marker ink to bleed through to the other side. When that happens, it will mess up the pages underneath. So you can make entries on both sides of these pages if you like. You just want to make sure, and that's with any other journal too, the quality of the paper is thicker so that it'll handle a little bit more rigorous and intense materials. You cannot use, you can try watercolor. I have used watercolor on paper such as this, but it was a very small amount of water. I used like a watercolor pencils, and that way I used very small amount of water to make the color bleed in an area that I wanted it to. But this opens up like the other spiral bound ones and lays flat, makes it nice and cozy. These pages are just long, and the other pages are a little wider. So I just want you to be able to see that whatever the journal is, as long as you are comfortable with it, you like the way it looks, then grab it and use it. And this is a little bit different, but of course it has leather. It's a different type of leather. It's really flexible and pliable. I really like it. I don't know if it's a real leather or a leather imitation, but it feels and looks like leather grain when you look at it, but when you open it up, it doesn't. However, I like the way it felt. And this is a higher quality paper, which means this paper has got a higher pound on it. It's really thick. And this would probably handle, if I want to use acrylic paints, I probably could, just not so much. But the pages are not as thick as the papers I'm used to painting on, so I would be kind of leery of using this with acrylic paints. If so, I would make sure it's kind of dry by waving the pages or blowing a fan on it or something to get the pages to dry. You don't want to have to do a whole lot of extra stuff to the journal. You just want to be able to pick up the journal and make entries in it. So if the pages are not a really thick watercolor quality or mixed media quality paper, I would use very little other than pen, pencil, and markers or color pencils on it. You can also use crayons, you can use pastels or chalks. You would even be able to use oil pastels on these if you choose. The only problem now, remember with oil will leach through the page and maybe spot up some of the other pages. So I would, if using pastels, I would stick to regular pastels, whether it's in a pot with a brush or a stick pastel. But that's what these are. So I'm going to show you. I have several journals going at one time. So I'm going to put these to the side and just show you, demonstrate to you an entry using I'm going to put it on the back of this page because I put something on the other side of that page. I'm going to show you using the intuitive mandala alternative that we did in another video. So I'm just going to cut this out. I think it's not big enough for me to cut out this big square here. I'm just going to cut this out. Notice you can do this, cut it out, and glue it onto the book. So if I did this and I thought, I'm going to use that in my journal. Just say I did that when I was in transit to or from someplace, work or visiting or whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out because I kind of like that. For whatever reason, I kind of like that. The other reason could be I didn't have a journal handy, so I just used this paper, and I want to record the thoughts down in my therapeutic art journal. This is not just a regular journal. This is a therapeutic art journal. All right, right now I cannot find the glue sticks, so I'm going to use just regular glue. Glue sticks are quick, again, portable. You can carry them with you. And this is just regular old glue. Doesn't matter what brand, what kind. Thin layer all the way around, making sure it's on the edges. Decide which part I want up. I'm going to put this at the top. You can position this wherever you want on the page. It's up to you. Remember, this is your therapeutic art journal. I can put this on the bottom if I like and just write a whole book on the top if I want to. I'm just going to put that there. And that on there. And then again, now I can, that'll dry. It's not a lot of glue on there. Now I can write on here. With this, you want to, again, do your date, thought, or feeling, beginning. Thought or feeling, end. If you want to time it, you can. I don't time it. I prefer to keep everything loose and lively and relaxing. That's the whole purpose for this. And that's really all you need. And I may say, oh, this day was crazy. Wow. And I have that information. You can write a whole book down here if you like. That's up to you. If some of these colors or sections evoked any particular feelings, you can write that out to the side. This was very calming for me. And this was, this one was, it wasn't a challenge, but it was opening for me. It helped open my mind, opening mind up. This is a journal. It really helps you reflect back on your feelings, things that were happening, and how you handle those things. Maybe help push you forward, and you may be able to use some of these same things again for another situation. So this piece is too large to go on here. But again, I was able to use it to help de-stress an area of my body that was tensing up really crazy like. And see, that is too large for that. I could cut it down. I could cut the circle out of it. Or, let me show you what else you can do. I don't want to lose it. I really like it. What was going on. And therefore, I'm going to incorporate it right to the edge of one side. And I'm going to place it right here. This just lets you know if you have, say you went to a movie, you went to a play, you can incorporate those things also in this journal. Sort of like a scrapbook, but not. And now I'll just fold this over. So that it fits inside the pages. I can fold it that way or I can fold it under, but I'm going to leave it just like that. That way I can just open it out and allow it to just, I'm going to just open it out like this, and I'm going to look at the different sections and see how it evokes the feelings. Now when this was done, this was the top, and the shape in here was made similar to a fan. But as you see, I flipped it around. I really found this part interesting, and I didn't want it at the top. I wanted it down here. So that's there. And that's how you make your entries into your journal. Again, I can put on here the date and thoughts. And thoughts, I can put thoughts or feelings. And I also will put on here, this really helped me release tension in my neck and shoulder areas. Exclamation point, because it really did help a lot. And that's all there is to it. When you're doing a journal, you are putting things on paper, sort of like getting them out so they're not all bogged down in your system. This is really great. Say if you're a loner or you do have friends and you just don't want to talk about how you're feeling today, because this may seem a little small or petty if you're talking to another person, that you really don't want to give them all of this inside information, so you write it in your Therapeutic Art Journal, and you've gotten it out of your system and onto paper, just as if you were talking to someone that is an unconditional listener. So no matter what you say, how you say it, they will listen. Okay, hopefully this helped out a lot. Keep you some scissors nearby, a writing instrument. Most importantly, with the journal, you need to make sure you have the journal and something to write with. Then when you want to include other things, you can use a glue stick or glue, pencil, scissors, other papers, newspaper articles and pictures, stuff like that. Anything will help when you are doing a therapeutic art journal. Okay, thanks for joining me. Until next time.